Okay, Tuesday, 1st of August 2023. We're looking at the yen index, the yen basket, for potential setups using number one, kill zone, number two, M15 close at or outside Bollinger Band, and then number three, an M1 shift in structure. All of that needs to happen on your primary index before you go looking for the same thing or potential setups on the crosses. So you'll see on this Tuesday the 1st we had two setups. One in the London kill zone, which happens here, and another towards the beginning of the New York. So you can already see in hindsight they weren't great setups. So we had the close above the Bollinger Band at the 7:15 candle. So from 7:30 we can go look for 1 minute shift of structure on the yen. Okay, so prior to that you're not looking at any crosses, any other setups. So this is Tuesday the 1st. 7:15 close brings us to like 7:30. Okay, so let's say we're around here. Where's our 1 minute low? Structure low is there. So as long as price stays above there, I'm not doing anything. So you see it stays above. So that's my new low for now. You could move the low, so this becomes the low now. Okay, so anything below here now I'll be interested in taking, and you'll see price never comes below that. This is now my new low, this double bottom here. Price doesn't come below. Then what happens here, look, so if you're being strict, this is a clear and obvious low, and that's a break of the low. Okay, so let's assume we start looking for yen shorts at 9. So the close of the 902 candle. So this is the pound yen, and you can see, so the close of the, so we've said this is our signal short, 9 o'clock. Okay, so it's more or less the open of the 9 o'clock candle on the M15. I'm not going to drill into the 1 minutes. I just want to illustrate that, and in this instance that's the 8:45, so we're looking at this candle here, okay, for pound yen buys, and you'll see price is exactly pretty much in the middle of these two Bollinger Bands, so there's not an excellent setup on the pound yen. Looking at the euro yen, so this is the 9 o'clock candle here. It's a red candle with a wick on top. Okay, so we haven't had a, we did have the break of the Bollinger Band earlier on. Recently it hasn't, but let's go into this. So the idea, the best case scenario here would be, so because we've got a potential short setup on the yen, we want to be longing the euro yen. The best euro yen long would be a take of this session liquidity and then a reversal. But we're here now. This is this candle with the wick on it. Excuse me, this candle with the wick on it here. Sorry, this is the 8:45. Okay, so you're looking for potential longs here. So you'll see it's already, it's not really at an extreme, it was before. But let's drill into a 1 minute and see what we can find. Okay, so this is the 1 minute, and we're somewhere around here. So our structure is going to be this fractal there. We never get the entry on it. Okay, so you could just follow this down, and there is a trade later on. So probably from here, about an hour later, we get this break in structure, and it goes off. However, that trade happens quite a bit later on. So what you always want to do is kind of re-anchor using your yen. But just looking at this EJ, what's happened is price has come down. We're still in the zone. We're still in the kill zone. We've taken liquidity. Okay, and if we get a 1 minute shift of structure in here, that becomes an excellent trade. Okay, the downside is we don't have a Bollinger Band shift here at the 9:30. And on the yen, so what happened on the yen, after this got broken, it just started going up. Okay, and this is where it gets a bit, Discretionary. This is the thing. You can have a system, but there's always going to be a context that you can't completely codify. So there's always going to be a bit of discretion. So if you look at this, we're also nowhere near the Bollinger Band high. But this blue area that's shaded it's an important area from which price is likely to react. So you can't take the trade based on these rules, but looking at it in hindsight, it's quite obvious. You're in the zone, you've got a level 2 liquidity take on the yen, okay, and there's going to definitely be a 1 minute shift of structure in there. Same thing here, and then you get best move of the day. I'm not saying you actually wouldn't have taken it based on this system. Okay, the final one for 1st of August, London kill zone. We're looking for the Aussie, so we're somewhere around here. So you probably would have, let's have a look. Break of structure on the 1 minute from 9 AM, August the 1st, puts us somewhere around here. Okay, so by 9 AM, we've already broken structure to the upside. So let's say you put a long in from here with your stop there, 15 pip stop. There's also a nice divergence on the RSI. It's just that you're a bit late. The yen gave you the signal a bit late. And you may have been, yeah, you just would have been okay. It would have been quite uncomfortable. So it's a very deep drawdown and long drawdown, but I think you don't get taken out and it becomes, there's at least a 1-to-1 in there, I think. 1st of August, London session. So let's say you're entering somewhere around here. Stop is there, you don't get taken out, but there's not much follow through. So at the best, you probably would have got broken even on that trade. Okay, and the second potential setup of the day happens in New York. And that's with this close below at the beginning of the New York kill zone. So this is the close of the 1 o'clock candle at 1:15. I'm not going to drill down because I already know it's going to be a loser. What you can already see in hindsight, it's a loser. There is a 1 minute shift of structure in here, but here's the thing. Again, you have to come back to discretion. You use the mechanical system, but looking at this, you have all this liquidity to the downside. No liquidity has really been taken other than this, which is kind of, it's in the middle of the London session. It's not even kill zone liquidity. So you have to use your discretion as to whether or not it's a good trade. So that puts you, again, on the pound yen, 1 o'clock close is like somewhere here. Have we had a liquidity take? Not really. Can you you possibly could justify it based on this blue level being important, but again, that's a loser. Euro yen looks like the best of the three setups because we have the Bollinger Band break here, but again, that would be a loser. So far this week, Tuesday, using this on the yen hasn't been great. I think we've had something like 3 losers.